ठीक।
In this session, we go through the following theorem, on the basis of which we shall define harmonic function. The statement of the theorem is the real and imaginary parts of an analytic function satisfy Laplace's equation. Here is the proof. Let the function fz is equal to u plus I be an analytic in some domain D. The Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied, that is ux equal to u dy, which implies del u del x equal to del u del y, and dy equal to minus bx, this will imply del u del y equal to minus del v del x. So we shall apply the equations in further steps. Suppose that the second order partial derivatives of u and v exist and are continuous. This part. Then from 1 and 2, on differentiation, we shall get del square u del x square into del square v del x del y, and del x square u del y square equal to minus del square v del y del x. Adding these equations, we shall get del square u del x square into del square del y square into del square v del x del y minus del square v del y del x. As u and v are continuous functions, so these two second order derivatives will be equal. So we can write del square v del y del x equal to del square v del x del y. So this will cancel. So this will be equal to 0. Since del square v del x del y equal to del square v del y del x as v is continuous. Similarly, we have del square v just like u. If you replace u by v, we shall get del square v del x square plus del square v del y square equal to 0. It means 3 and 4 show that u and v satisfy the equation del square phi del x square plus del square phi del y square equal to 0. This is for Laplace equation. Now we are going to define harmonic function. Any function of x and y which has continuous partial derivatives of first and second order and satisfy Laplace's equation, then that function is called harmonic function. Now we shall proceed. Here we are going to construct analytic function. Construction of analytic function. This is Milne-Thomson's method. Let fz equal to w equal to uxy plus I times pxy, where z is equal to x plus iy. This implies its conjugate z bar equal to x minus iy. By adding and subtracting these two equations, we get x equal to 1 upon 2 z plus z bar and y equal to 1 by 2i z minus z bar. So we can write fz equal to u function of 1 by 2 z plus z bar 1 by 2i z minus z bar plus I v function of 1 by 2 z plus z bar 1 by 2i z minus z bar. We may regard one as a formal identity in two independent variables z and z bar. Now we are going to put z bar equal to z in this equation. On putting z bar equal to z1, we get fz equal to uz0 plus I times vz0. Now we differentiate it. Now delta z, this will be equal to del w del x, that is equal to ux plus I times vx. Why so happened? If we differentiate this, now this is purely function of x, because if you put z bar equal to z, then z will be x and y will be 0. So this will reduce to simply function of x alone. That is why on differentiation we have written f dash z equal to del w del x, and this will be ux plus I dx. that is partial derivative side of u and v with respect to x. By pushing in one equation, u is equal to v by y equal to minus vx. Putting this here, this will be equal to ux minus I times uy. That is f dash z will be equal to ux minus I uy. Let ux equal to phi 1 xy and uy equal to phi 2 xy. Then equation number 2 reduces to f dash z equal to phi 1 z0 minus I phi 2 z0. So what is equation number 3? As z bar equal to z, this implies x minus I y equal to x plus I y, and this implies y equal to 0 and z equal to x plus I y. Now y is 0, so this is x plus I times 0, that is equal to x, that is x is equal to 0. Sorry, x is equal to z. Integrating 3, we get f z equal to integral of phi 1 z0 dz plus integral phi 2 z0 dz plus c is constant integration. Similarly, if vxy is given, then we should have fz equal to integral psi 1 z0 dz plus I times psi 2 z0 dz plus c. Here it should have been minus. It should have been minus I because there is minus. But in case of v, it will be plus. So f dash z in terms of v will be integral psi 1 z0 dz plus I times integral psi 2 z0 dz plus c, where psi 1 xy will be vy and psi 2 xy will be vx. Okay, thank you. Now we come to the problem. Example number 1 is find the analytic function of the real part in e to power minus 6 times x power minus y square cos y plus 2xy sin y. So of course fz has two parts, real parts and imaginary parts, in the form of xy plus I times vxy. The real part is given, it means vxy is given. So we have taken vxy equal to e to power minus x power minus y square cos y plus 2xy sin y. We have taken phi 1 which is equal to ux, that is del u del x. That is partial derivative of u with respect to x. And this is in form of product of two functions. So del u del x will be equal to e to power minus x, that is first dc of second, partial derivative of second, that is 2x cos y plus 2y sin y plus second dc of first, which differentiation will be minus e to power minus, so this is minus e to power minus x into x power minus y square cos y plus 2xy sin y, and phi 2 will be uy, that is del u del y, that is partial derivative of this with respect to y. So phi 2 which is equal to del u del y, this will be equal to, now this will be treated as constant, so this remains e to power minus x. Derivative of this with respect to y, so it will be minus 2y cos y minus, this is also in the form of product of two functions, so minus x power minus y square into sin y, because derivative of cos y will be minus sin y, x y is minus sin y, and here it will be again product of two functions, so 2x sin y plus 2xy cos y, derivative of sin y is cos y. So we have f dash z equal to phi 1 z0 minus I phi 2 z0. Now we have to write this expression. So in order to write this expression, we shall express, replace x by z and y by 0. So this becomes e to power minus z 2z plus 0, because if you replace x by z and y by 0, this expression will be 0. Well, y is 0, and from here y will be 0 again. Sorry, phi 1 z 0. This is phi 1. So it is e to the power minus z, 2z cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, so it is 2z plus 0. And from this part, it is e to the power minus z, x is z, so z square plus 0. So finally, it is e to the power minus z, 2z minus z square. So on integration, we should get fz. Fz will be equal to integral e to the power minus z, 2z minus z square dz plus integration c. Now this is the problem of integration by parts. We shall take this as first function, this as second function. So on simple computation, first differential of second, integral of second, that is e to the power minus z upon minus 1 minus sign of integration, dc of first, so it will be 2 minus 2z integral of second, that is e to the power minus z upon minus 1. Next step, it will equal to c minus 2z minus z square e to the power minus z plus 2 e to the power minus z. This integration again is e to the power minus z upon minus 1, and again it is minus 2 times integral z e to the power minus z dz. Next step, it is equal to c minus 2z minus z square e to the power minus z minus 2 e to the power minus z minus 2, again by parts. First integral of second e to the power minus z upon minus 1 minus sign of integration, dc of first integral of second. So in the next step, it is c minus 2z minus z square e to the power minus z minus 2 e to the power minus z plus 2z e to the power minus z, and its integration again will be e to the power minus z by minus 1. So on simplification, we come to this step. You are left with c plus e to the power minus z into z square. Now we put the value of z. Z is x plus iy. So z is replaced by x plus iy, so it becomes c plus e to the power minus x plus iy into x plus iy whole square. This remains as it is, and we split it into two parts, e to the power minus x and e to the power minus iy, not plus. It is minus iy. So finally we shall get c plus e to the power minus x plus iy whole square into cos y minus I sin. This is okay. Thank you very much.